What's up, what's up, what's up, fellow Skywatchers? Welcome back to Moon TV Live. It is Saturday, August 6, 2016. First stream of the month, 9:03 p.m. Eastern Time, streaming live from Tampa, Florida. I'm your host, Chris. Call me CD or Chris or whatever. Pulling up the dash stream right now. We got a lovely waxing crescent moon coming in at 17% illuminated. Right about 21 degrees altitude and setting. What's up, chat room? How you doing tonight? Sensei Camilo, Vision is Scary, Miss Skywatcher, Mark Rowe, Deirdre. What's up, 1990, Wolfman Jack? What's up, Rodolfo Diaz? Hola. Got the moon in relief, checking out the dark, unilluminated side right now. As I said, 17% beautifully illuminated, nice and crispy features along the Terminator line towards the south. You can definitely see some of that smog haze that I've had for the last week. If you've checked out some of the videos of Mercury, and I've posted some photos as well. Last night I got the conjunction of Jupiter, but it was so brief, and I was trying to do like 3 different cameras, so I decided not to stream that. Well worth the footage. Long time, friends. Hope you guys have all been doing very well in your day-to-day lives and nights. I've been trying to get these songs together, but to be honest, work has completely taken over my life the past, 10 days or so. But I'm finally clearing up. Finally had a little time today to go through everything. Let's see what we got. Deirdre Boji says your howls keep getting more and more interesting, Chris. I wonder how you gauge the interestingness of howls. Anyway, so I did something kind of interesting last night. I had this shot of Saturn up on my Twitter account, TakeBackSpace TV. It's a single capture, and I actually double stacked the Barlows. I put a 3x on top of a 2x and took the shot, and it's really intense. So I'm gonna try and do that for you guys and show you like it's really diminishing returns on the detail, but you get magnification that's really crazy. So maybe we can do some of that. What's up, Cosmic Observer? How's it going? Thank you for coming back. No, of course I was going to come back, but, had to take a break. Sometimes you got to take a break. What's up, Somebody One Special? How you doing? Hi, guys. Throw your arms down. That's a cool one. Alright, time's 9:07. I'm just gonna go outside, observe the skies for a while, see what's going on. Leave me comments or messages in the chat room. I'll check them when I'll be back. I'll be back. Mom never said that I had to get older, 'cause I was thinking of calling you up to bring me back towards emotion. Let's meet down by the house of cards. Watch the sun go up and over, up and over. 10,000 days on earth, I've waited all along the trip. 10,000 days on earth, I've played along while the record skips. And all I've got to say, we all rock the same. Yeah, oh, all I got to say, we all rock the same. Come on. Rock
Don't count
What's up, you guys? So, I think that if you guys noticed, you'll see that Jupiter had only a couple of moons visible to the left of it, and I was trying to see if we couldn't see some more detail on the other two. I'm going to check Stellarium right here and let you know what we were looking at. 3x Barlow through the haze is a bit tough. Yeah, so I was right. So you got Ganymede on top of Jupiter, and you got Callisto behind Jupiter, both of which were really tough to see with the haze, and then Io and Europa to the left. Right now we got Mare Crisium in full 3x glory. We'll go around, do a little nice close-up tour on the northern part. This is about 2 o'clock on the moon, right along the Terminator line. Terminator. Time is 9:17 p.m. Eastern. What's up there, Sarah Smile? How's it going? Coming down around the 6, 7 o'clock position. Looking mighty fine tonight. As always, I thank you guys for joining, and so the streams will be more frequent after today. Get the moon rising a little bit earlier, staying in the skies a bit longer. Right now, I think we got another like 10 minutes or so before the moon actually sets, which is unfortunate because it's going behind the trees. I think maybe we'll be able to see it for a little bit longer. Then I want to shift over to Saturn for a moment, back over here at Mare Crisium. What's up there, Official Dan?
Like a history.
How's it going?
Singing low like the cold trees.
Since Camilo says, Chris, do you still have overheating problems? Sometimes. It really depends on the weather outside, and if I'm filming in 4K, usually in 4K there's a lot more overheating, but funny enough, today they released a firmware update that's supposed to deal with some overheating issues, and I'm also getting this cage, this $100 cage that goes around the camera that should be able to mitigate some of the heat issues, so trying to figure it out. Also got my ice pads, just in case.
Cold hand. What's up your sleeve like a fifth wheel?
That being said, I'm definitely looking into a cooled CCD chip at some point. I think that's the best way to go. Maybe even like an attic camera, ATI-K. If you guys haven't heard of that, it's pretty cool. Very expensive though.
To the end of your your days when you find you crawling up to you. When you go.
No doubt, Wolfman Jack, Aru, brother. Appreciate it. Alright, let's, I'm gonna go check out where the moon's actually at right now. I think we're at, let's see, 17.1% illuminated, 17 degrees altitude, and a big-ass solo coming up right after this. Be right back.
precious little island dream. You're cruising down with the footsteps ring to the forest chain with a diamond string. You're my precious little island dream. You hang out in the park with your long brow, lavish sea. You're my precious little island queen. Don't play tricks, we ain't got time. When the moon gets red and the sun don't shine, you're my precious little island queen. Can you fool it? Can you fool it? Can you fool it with your last trick? I'll hold ya, I'll hold ya. Just tell me how you last me. Did you trick me? Could you trick me? Could you trick me with your last trick? I'll tell you what a fool I've been.
Hey, what's up there, guys? So, sadly, Mars and Saturn also got hazed out. The clouds just moved in all at once. So we're still checking out this 17.1% illuminated waxing crescent moon. And through the trees, tried to show you guys some of the leaves and the haze. Time is 9:31 p.m. Eastern, that is. I appreciate all of you guys joining. The crew is back in gear. Other shout-outs go out to Space Imaging Keith, Z-Proxy, Cosmic Surfer, Cosmic Observer, Eli Ohio, Chris Parker, and many, many more. What's up there, Kokona? Absolutely ask me whatever you'd like. Shout out, what's up, Dustin Harper? How you doing tonight? What's up there, Angel Blue? How's it going? No, Kakana.
Where does this feeling come from? Where do I get the right to ask such outrageous questions? Where does this feeling get me? How do I know it's right to ask such crazy questions? Where will this feeling get me?
Haha. Deirdre says, Chris, I told my daughter you were ending the stream soon, and she said, that's a lie. He stays on all night. Sometimes I try. I don't know, I gotta pace myself. Last month was incredibly intense, but you guys are listening to this new track I'm working on. Here's another one that's new. It's called Your 5 Leaves. So, you guys are getting a little taste of what I'm working on. Hope you enjoy it.
Your 5 leaves constraints. You call free.
tell you guys a little story about what I'm working on. So there's a conversation going on in the chat room just about the potentially the shape of the Earth, and this video especially that I had up there, which was, do we live inside the eye? And so I did that last year when I was looking into the possibility that we lived inside the lens of a giant creature that was, you know, similar to us symmetrically, and the eyeball was so big that it could sustain what we perceive as Earth inside the actual lens of the eye. And then you have Enter the Stars, who thinks we live on the surface of that lens, and there are other models like the concave Earth that believe that if it's inside the eye, then we're living on the surface inside. Kind of coincides with the hollow Earth theory. So there are a couple of different things, 4 or 5 different theories going on there. Flat Earth also has its own different exploratory paths and shapes. But for me, I think as soon as I started doing the space watching, I realized that there was more than enough to study in space and kind of help myself debunk a whole bunch of ideas like Nibiru and Planet X and black holes, and try and understand redshift and exoplanets and the distance in space and astronomical units, things like Kepler's laws and what we really know historically about the moon and space. There's a ton of information there. Very little of it is actually online. A lot of it hasn't been digitized yet. A lot of it is hidden. So yeah, so I'm all about the data gathering personally, and trying to figure out certain things about light speed, about relativity, about the Big Bang, about redshift. If you guys haven't looked into redshift or you don't understand redshift, it's extremely important to figure out how the universe is being judged in terms of age, distance, size, expansion of the universe, the mixing and matching of, you know, general relativity with Newtonian dynamics and also quantum theory, and see where they all merge. And so there's this proposed idea that the Big Bang didn't necessarily have to happen, and that the speed of light potentially is a variable and not a constant, and that redshift is potentially quantized and not indicative of an expanding universe. So those are the 3 things that I'm looking into, and I think at the fundamental core of our understanding of space and distance and even radioactive dating of isotopes is dependent on these fundamental principles, which are in and of themselves metrics that we've imposed upon a universe that we don't really understand. So, for example, time is a construct of our own interpretation of what the universe does, and when we try and apply really strict metrics to the universe, it tends to kind of fall apart. So you start adding things like dark energy and the cosmological constant. And so there's this fundamental disagreement, I think, with the rule set that if we're actually moving quantumly through the universe, then things are systemically changing from within. So the speed of light is changing, gravity is changing, density is changing as we move through the cosmos, if that's the case. So to actually apply these very firm rules as like universal time or universal speed of light doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. And so if there is some discrepancy with how the speed of light is used to measure distances in space, and redshift is misinterpreted, and we're not really understanding that, then this is actually the true thread that can be unraveled. So I would definitely look into things like redshift, exoplanet research, the Kepler exoplanet array, things like that. And another one is this book called Somnium by Johannes Kepler, called The Dream. And in, I think, the 1600s, he was basically writing about creatures on the moon that lived in the shadows of the moon, Lavania. So I would definitely look into that. There's a 32-page, I think, manuscript on Amazon Books of that, Somnium. I tweeted about that a couple of days ago, but I hadn't heard of it. Another great little story is the exhumation. They exhumed Tycho Brahe's body, I don't know, like 6 years ago, to see if he was murdered, which is a really interesting story I'd never even heard of. So you got some interesting pathways to dissect when it comes to our ancient astronomers. That's where I'm at, guys. Shape of the Earth doesn't seem as important right now, personally, but that doesn't mean I'm not open to any type of theory that comes along and makes sense. because that's what we got to do, replace the old with the new and the more logical, more reasonable. Ah, that was a mouthful. All right, the moon has set just in time. What's up, Maps Bolt? How's it going? GED Skeptic Media. Eat all your fish. What's up there? Heather Zumpano. Thanks for sharing your amazing telescope views. Any way to catch a glimpse of any Jupiter's moons? So caught a little peek at Jupiter a little earlier, Pikachu. And it's already set right now, and the Jupiter's moons are really tough on an 8-inch scope. But I would tell you that later and later this year, Jupiter will be in the skies longer, so in darker skies, and it really depends on getting good angles of Jupiter. If it's near the horizons, you're going to get a lot of atmospheric and chromatic aberration, so not great views of Jupiter, so you got to wait till it's dark and it's high up in the sky. But definitely we'll try and get that. Deirdre says, Chris, how do you feel about Michio Kaku, a very popular scientist on TV, also has a YouTube channel specializes in string theory? I'm quite familiar with Michio Kaku and the entire set of astrophysicists, theoretical astrophysicists who talk about this, but my personal feeling is that Michio sometimes relies a little too heavily on the Einsteinian relativity kind of rock star attitude versus actually, versus actually entertaining possible theories that might really question relativity. So there's that, and then of course he seems to be part of the ilk that's pushing the UFO movement along in a way that doesn't seem to be fruitful. It's a little bit fear-porny for me, but so I don't know. I'm ambivalent about all of those guys now. I used to be a little bit more frustrated actually last year, but when I realized they are entertainers, that's you can't really expect much. All right, my good friends, let's take us out to Strut. I know all you guys love this song, so do I. Goes out to every one of you. Thanks for joining tonight. I'll definitely see you tomorrow or the day after, latest. If you listen back to what I said just earlier, if you have any questions about that, let me know. I'd be happy to discuss it in more detail, but go look into redshift. It's super important and very complicated, but it's at the root of understanding how they measure the size of our universe. So very important, and the speed of light as a variable. The people to look into, you want to check out this guy named Halton Arp, Haltonarp, has a really interesting lecture where he talks about redshift and quantized redshift that goes out in different phases, and it really matches up with a lot of music theory. All right, strut one more time. Halton Arp, redshift, check it out, and strut. Have an excellent rest of your night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Chris signing out, 9:46 p.m. Peace.